Good morning. This is Mona, and this is my morning view. Today, Spring Edition 2026. It is Memory Monday. Memory Monday. Oh, today it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. So, contemplating some things. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And it wasn't something that I necessarily had on my mind this morning. I had it on my mind over the weekend, I guess, or possibly late last week. And because of that, I'm, through just that little title in my notes, it's the ends justifies the means. The ends justifies the means. There was a bee bothering me. Wasn't a bee as in a honeybee either. Big nasty creature. So anyways, and it wasn't a bumblebee. So, oh man, there's multiple. Crying out loud. Alright, so, let's do this without too many bee issues. My goodness. Alright, I'm gonna say something. It's not has nothing to do with the ends justifies the means. It has to do with we say bee whenever we see an a-hole with wings, and bees are not a-holes with wings. Bees are very wonderful creatures that are necessity in our life, that give their life only when they are threatened. Because once they sting you, once a honeybee stings you, the stinger rips out the innards of its abdomen and dies. So it doesn't want to sting you. But there are creatures that appear like bees that are out to harm you. And they don't die when they mess with you. Some of them bite, some of them sting, I believe, but definitely bite. So the point is that we keep calling them bees. And how many times I've heard people say they are Christians, when they only have assimilation of Christians, but are not really Christians. And they're not there to be your friend, they're there to be your enemy. So, you know what, this might take a whole other turn, even though I titled it. So, I guess one way, we'll merge it together. I guess in a way, the ends justifies the means. That was something that I was thinking about with military, right? With the military, the ends justifies the means. You make sacrifices for the greater good. But as Christians, not as military people, remember there's a difference there, right? There are military people that are Christians, right? I mean, look at the centurion and different ones. So, throughout time, there has been Christians that are military people, and when you look at the military, they're biblical. They're there to protect the nation, right? They're there to provide safety for the citizens. So they're kind of essential. And so it's not when they are in battle, they're not taking sorry, forgot to turn off sound. That was a spam call coming in. They come in a lot. Sorry about that. They're not taking innocent life. Okay. Not that the people that are invading are innocent. They're following orders of their nation, right? So in battle, it's not considered an innocent life because it's in service for your country. You're protecting. So, so it's not the same. Okay? It's not the same. Now, the ends justifies the means. A lot of time there's civilian called collateral damage, right? And you try not to have that. You try not to have that. But it's always been said, well, the ends justifies the means. It was for the greater good. We came out with victory. We came out with it being better. But as Christians in our daily life, right? The things that we do the ends justify the means? And my thought is that as Christians, we are to behave like Christians. We are to be following what Jesus did, not what the world does. And so, to follow the world to justify the means of a greater good coming out, it's not the greatest good. Because remember, good is the there's a phrase for it, but I'm just going to say the demiser of great. it's the demiser of great. So the greater good may not be the greatest. But when you do things as unto the Lord in how you're to be and how you are to do things and the way that you're supposed to do things as a Christian, it's going to show the love of God. It's going to show the love of Christ. And if you are doing it the world's way, that is not showing Christ. It is not. Oh, yeah, you may get what you want and it's for a good cause or whatever, but it didn't show Jesus. It didn't show Jesus. I'm trying to think in a case, that could happen that the ends justifies the means. Possibly how we treat people. For example, people at abortion clinics, people that are going into abortion clinics. You have some people that are there and they pray and they try to talk to people nice and calm and try to persuade them not to get the abortion. And there's others that berate, angrily yell, calling people murderers, etc., right? LGBTQ, not being kind to them. Are you showing Jesus to these people? A lot of these people are very hurt. They have a lot of hurts inside, a lot of stuff going on, right? And for you to just be mean and hateful, and mind you, you even just say that it's a sin, and you are said that you're being bigoted and spiteful and angry, and and it's like, no, it's the Bible calls it that. I'm not exempt from sin. You're not exempt from sin, but you obviously don't know that it's a sin, or maybe you do and don't care. That however. With that, when you are being unkind, because I have seen it, I've seen people be unkind. Now, if you're being kind and you're told things, well then, okay, that's on them. The offense is on them. They don't like to be told that they're wrong. They don't like to be told that they're doing anything wrong. And so when that happens, that's the offense is on them. But if you're being unkind and you're not showing the love of Jesus, and you persuade, there's some people that have been persuaded to walk away from whatever it is that they're doing. But there's usually some damage there. There's usually some collateral damage done there. But when you show the love of Jesus, maybe they'll turn around. Maybe they won't. But what you've done is shown them Jesus. That's not collateral damage. So the ends do not justify the means if you're a Christian. The greater good isn't done by a worldly system and fought with worldly tools. Make sure you go over to YouTube, Mona E. Harrison. Different than my Facebook profile. You'll see my white hair, my beautiful face. You'll know you're in the right spot. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Get all the bells and whistles. Get the notifications. And today, while I've been thinking about Memory Monday and how I remember this phrase clear back from high school. The ends justifies the means. But does it when you're talking about Christianity, when you're talking about your walk with Jesus, when you're talking to other people, when you're going against principalities and powers who don't take it out on God's people? And all people are God's people. He created them. There are those that are in his family, and there are those that aren't in his family yet. All right. So be kind, be loving, show Jesus. Don't be the a-hole with wings. Be an actual bee. Be a honeybee. All right. That's all I got for you today. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for Tips Tuesday. Doggy got her appointment canceled. The doctor got sick, and so she's not in today. So next week we'll try it again. All right. Blessings. Thank you, Lynn, for watching. Good morning to you as well. And have a blessed day. All right. Bye. Well.